Assalamu alaikum students. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is Professor Farooq Malik, and we would be discussing principles of management today. How would principles of management help you, and what are the skills that you are going to learn after studying this course? I'll walk you through the course, and you try and give your input as well, that what do you expect of this course. You must have, like, you've taken admission into Bachelor's of Business Administration, and we will groom you to become emerging business managers who can face the digital world and who would be responsible for taking on new tasks that are assigned to you in national companies and multinational companies. So in every organization, you need management skills to manage everyday tasks. And therefore, managers are assigned to achieve the objectives and goals set by an organization. And managers work through people, right? So there's a team of people, and those people or employees are managed by this manager, and he divides work amongst them, right? So that everyone knows what is their duty and how are they going to perform their own duty, how they would be assessed on the quantity and quality of work that they do. So principles of management introduces students to the basic concepts of management discipline. Students learn the theories of management and principles of Henry Fayol. Now, Henry Fayol was a managing director, and he came up with 14 principles which guide managers how to do their work more efficiently and how to communicate with their employees in a way that they understand what is to be done by every one of the team members. If you just tell them, if you just tell 100 people that this is what we need to do, then, and you don't assign responsibilities to each and every person that you are communicating with, then nobody takes the responsibility for the whole thing that you have told them. You might be speaking for 1 hour, and then nobody knows what is expected of them. But if job descriptions are made and specific work is assigned to each person, then they know, okay, this is what I am expected to do, and I would be asked by my manager whether I have completed this task or not, right? So you are also expected to learn while you are visiting a restaurant or a shopping mall or a cinema or any other organization, a bank, or any other company that you visit during your everyday life. You must observe how management is being conducted there. Why? Because there is a set of people who are working there, and everybody has a responsibility to do one or two things that their manager has told them to do. So if they're doing their job properly and the whole team is doing their own job, then the management of that organization is working smoothly. So students learn basic theories of management in this course and the principles of Henry Fayol and how they are applied by various firms in managing their everyday life. Why? Because every firm is different. A bank is different from a restaurant, and a restaurant is different from an airline business. And a laundry shop is different from a classroom, right? So all of these organizations are being managed by people, and people work in a team. and everybody does their part of the work, and that's how managing organizations move forward. Students then learn the basics of scientific management and the principles how production can be enhanced by the principles laid down by Taylor. Now, Frederick Taylor was a very intelligent man, and what he did was that whatever we are doing in our daily life, if we formulate a scientific method of doing that work, we would be more efficient and more effective, and we can increase our production many folds, right? So, how are we going to make a scientific formula for everything that we do? We have to sit down and think about it. For example, when you are studying this course is divided into 16 weeks, right? And every week you'll have two sessions for 80 minutes each. So if you are going to develop a scientific method of learning in the class, then going home, reading from the book, right, and recalling whatever you have, the concepts that you've studied in the class, and then next day when you come to class in the next session, there'll be a group discussion, and you would be expected to share with your colleagues what you have learned, and if there's anything that still needs any clarification, your instructor would help you understand those concepts as you have not applied them practically in your life before, right? Students then learn the application of basic management skills as the instructor introduces them to the real life company scenarios. So your instructor is going to walk you through one practical scenario, right? How would you go into an airport? How would the things be managed there? What is the role that you need to play as a customer? And how the management people are going to facilitate you and help you in all the different stages, and thus make your journey comfortable and very like you would be very satisfied after completing that journey. Same is the case with when a customer goes to a bank, he or she is expecting that they will be given good service and there will be prompt response from the employees of that organization. Their time will not be wasted, and this customer would then come out satisfied from the bank because he or she went there to do something, to pay a bill, to collect cash, to pay another party, and they've been successful in completing that task. Then how managers are using planning, organizing, controlling functions to manage their tasks in order to achieve their goals and objectives set by the management. Every company has a top management, and that top management decides that, okay, for this year 2021, what are our goals and what do we need to do to remain at the number one position in the world, and how we are going to move forward, how our teams are going to help us achieve these goals and objectives that we've set, and what is the role that each department is going to play. Because in a big organization, it is divided into different departments where people have different skill levels. A person who is working in the accounts department or the finance department, they will have accounting skills, right? A person working in the marketing department will have marketing acumen, whereas the salespeople would be experts in doing the sales and bringing in revenue for the company. The protection people are experts in producing a high quality product, right, that can be offered to a customer for a good price, and the customer would be satisfied after using it. So everybody has to work together in a team to make that happen. Then students will learn how to lead a team, because we will make small teams and we'll assign them small tasks that at the student level, that for example you have to work together to complete a project, a task in which you have to go to a shopping mall or any other organization and find out different details. Then you are going to compile that data and you will see that how that organization is working, and then you will recommend any scientific formula that comes to your mind or any technique that they can adopt to increase the production of their work. Because when you will keenly observe how they are working, people can generate new ideas that if this work was done in another way, then I think that they would be producing more better results, right? This is how students learn. If there is some correction that needs to be made because you have taken a hypothetical situation, this is your opinion that if they do this work in a specific way, they will get more production. So your teacher or your instructor can help you understand that how this is a very good idea and how it needs to be refined according to the work environment that it needs to be applied in. Experienced faculty from the industry appraises the students of how companies plan and implement goals, and managers with conceptual skills, human skills, and technical skills are carrying out various management functions in an organization. So all the people working in an organization are very important, but they have a different set of skills. A person working in the computer department is different from the person working in the production department, where they're producing different products. For example, a laptop or a consumer product like chocolate or chips or soft drinks or any other product, right? Then students are appraised of how workforce diversity is useful in an organization. The mix of males and females, different genders working together, and people from different cultural backgrounds and different walks of life, as all of you who are sitting in this class have not done the same college qualification. Somebody has done FSC, there'll be another person with a FA degree, for fellow in arts, then an ICOM, an ICS. So you have learned different skills in the last 2 years, but all of you are now working, sitting here, and you can share your ideas, and you have developed a different skill set in the last 2 years. But every person is going to help the other one when you work in a team, and your skills would be very useful for the organization. Then students are groomed as young business managers with basic interpersonal, informational, and decision-making skills, and we are going to develop your presentation skills so that you become confident young business managers who can participate in organizations, and you can produce good quality results and succeed in life. Thank you.